Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks and the return of subscriber series. I've not done one of these for a long time and I've had a few people asking when it's coming back. So I'm easing back into it with a single replay episode today, and I'll be getting back into it with another double replay episode next week. And I'm going to try and bring it back at least once a fortnight. I'd like to do it once a week, but obviously things like reviews and everything else get in the way, which is, I mean, that's why I've not done one of these for a while, because I had issues with converting the video files from YouTube that people sent me the links of, and the website that I used. Well, yeah, I nearly killed my laptop about 3-4 times trying to do it, because it's I don't know, some of the adverts and pop-ups on the website are very, very, very dodgy. And like the pop-up adverts, I mean, obviously I don't bother clicking on anything, so I'm not that stupid. But yeah, the pop-up adverts were very bad, so yeah, I nearly killed it, and then other things just sort of got in the way, reviews and everything else like it does. But anyway, it's returning, and this is Radinko 245 in the Primo Victoria, Tier 8 Swedish premium medium tank, which is it's essentially a Swedish Centurion Mark 1. With the same gun and everything else. I think it's a little bit slow, but it's got a very, very strong turret front. It's got the buffed version of the turret, and he's got some very good matchmaking here, some very pleasant matchmaking. There's maybe 6 tier 8s, I think it was, on each team. So he's, you know, and he takes full advantage of that, like anybody should. When you get good matchmaking, just enjoy it and take advantage. Now, he's pushed, well, down what I've always known as Heavy Tank Alley on the west of the west of the map on Cliff, but he's managed to push around that corner because the enemy team hadn't put many people there, and he's come up the hill in the middle, up that rise that comes up, and that poor old Object 4136, I can never remember anyway, that poor Russian tank there, who has very little gun depression, got tracked by him. And yeah, he's definitely got the rate of fire, as you saw, to keep him tracked, and just kept him there and punished him for it. Now, as he's popping up over here, he's using the very good, again, very good gun depression on this tank and the Centurion itself, and he's putting some shots in at the SU-152. Now, just taken a hit from the T-43, which he put a shot into just as he came up on that hill. And now there's an ISU-152, the much more dangerous bigger brother of the SU-152, but it was a nice shot to set him on fire. Didn't quite get another one into him as he went past, and there's his platoon mate in the Lerva, Luke Newcomb from the Beard clan. And he's popping out, and that poor old ISU-152 tried to get across there. Just as he got across there and started to bring his gun round to bear, he gets killed. And the A43, in fact that might have been what he put a shot in at earlier, not a T43, sorry, has come round and is now trying to circle the Lerva. That was an unfortunate bounce off the back of that thing. They can be a bit tricky when they're moving about like that. But, when in doubt, ram the sod. So that's what he did, and managed to take him out when he reloaded. Now he's going to try and push around. He's got a lot of health to play with, and that was a very nice quick snapshot on the back chat. Oh, that one just missed though. This does use APCR as standard, so you do get a good shell velocity. And to be honest, I probably would have made the same shot there with the lock on at that range. It looked like it could just be close enough range-wise to be able to hit him without having to lead too much, but it didn't happen. And where that one went, well actually, that one went just in front of the Batchat, and if the Batchat hadn't have hit that building, that would have hit him, I would have said. Puts one in at the KV3 over on the right that just popped up. Now there's a heavy tank as well, even further over on the right, but I don't think there's any danger from him. And that KV3 seems to have backed off. So he pushes around, takes a hit from the T43. It could have been that he hit earlier then. The A43 could have come from somewhere else. And still got to be careful with the front of his hull. The front of the hull on these isn't great, and they do have an ammo rack behind the lower glacis. So he does have to be a little bit careful with that, but he's still got plenty of health to play with, definitely at this stage of the game as well, with only a couple of heavies and a medium left. Although, if that KV3 has the 122mm, that's, you know, 390 average damage. It's a couple of hits, and he's done. But I can guarantee that Radinko will get 2 hits into that KV3 before the KV3 reloads. And yeah, I think 2 hits is all it'll take. In fact, 1 hit now, and after the little snapshots and everything else, his shots don't even seem to be hitting now. I don't know where they're going. It doesn't even seem to be that they're hitting and bouncing, because I couldn't hear the crew say anything, and they normally do when they bounce. But he's had a cracking game so far. I've got a few extra sort of pen ribbons from that fire that he started in the IC-152, but he's still done a lot of damage. And the KV3 is the only thing left, so he's flicked to his premium APCR just to make sure that it goes in. And he's going to go and hunt down this this KV3. But he's also got 12 assisted damage as well. So he's going to come out of this with a decent amount of damage. A good amount of his own damage and a decent amount of assisted as well. And just missed that one because of the ground. But I'd say he's going to reload before the KV does. And indeed he does. And just puts it straight through above the front drive wheel for the game. Very nicely done. Very shows nicely how much the Primo Victoria and Centurions in general, but that especially because the turret front can be quite beastly when they're top tier like that. But he comes out of that with an ace tanker, high caliber, brothers in arms, and a top gun, and well, what's that? Just over 7,000 combined damage, 4,600 of his own, 2,600 assisted. Fantastic game, Radinko, and thank you for sending that one in. So hopefully this will return next week, like I say, with a couple of replays. So do keep sending them in. The address is in the video description down below, and I'll get around to showing them as well as soon as I can. Like I say, I've got to go back through all the emails. This one I've used because he sent it me on Discord. I am on Discord. I'm in the Beard Guys Discord. I'm not on there very often, but if you do tag me into something, then you know I will get it. Or if you're on Discord, just send me a friend's request, as Radinko did. So he sent me that one through Discord, and that's why I've used this one today. 1, because it was a great game, and 2, because it was just an easy way of grabbing it, getting into it, without having to sit and go through all the emails, because this is not what I actually had planned for today. This was going to come back later on in the week, but there you go. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed it. Again, thank you for sending that one in, and if anybody else wants to send them in, like I said before, the address is in the description below. So take care out there, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.